This is an apology video about everything I talked about in my last video. In the last video, I talked about karma and infertility, and it got a lot of negative feedback from you guys and also from my family members. So that made me think twice, and it made me realize that I have to explain myself. In my last video, what I was saying is that infertility is not only a physical issue, it's not only a medical issue, it's also a spiritual issue. Obviously, for those of you who are going through infertility problems or having trouble conceiving, you know that it is far more painful emotionally, and it can make a really big burden on you mentally, and you know this. You know it from experience rather than physically. Physically, you may not even know something is wrong with you, but in your heart, in your mind, it feels like you're broken, or it feels like something's wrong, or it's just not working, and it hurts the most inside. This is the first clear-cut sign that this is a spiritual and an energetic issue as much as a physical or medical, actually even more, because you feel the pain in your heart, not in your body. That's a clear indication. So for those of you who challenged me that, no, this is a strictly physical medical thing, this is not. It hurts in your heart. So it is a heart thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a feeling thing. And where do these things originate from? These things originate from your spiritual history, your karma, the lessons you're supposed to learn in this life on this planet, and the challenges that you go through, like having a challenge conceiving. This adds to your journey. This is part of your journey. This is part of your process to learn in this life. This is your spiritual task. And that's why I said, and I'm sticking by it, infertility or having problems conceiving has a spiritual root, not just physical, not just medical. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to take down my previous video actually because of some other reasons, but I still stand by the fact that babies choose their parents and parents choose their babies before they're even born. So I'll give you an example of me and my parents. So I went through a past life regression with Dr. Brian Weiss a long time ago, almost 10 years ago in London. And in it, I had a past life experience where actually it wasn't past life, it was in vitro experience. So when you go back, not just to 8-year-old mark like hypnosis or psychologist takes you back to, you really go back to an even younger childhood phase that your conscious memory can't access, your subconscious can access, and then you go into an in vitro when you have memories from being in the womb. I remember feeling so loved by my mom. So loved, and she could not wait to meet me when I was in her belly, and I was enveloped by this feeling when I had the past life or when I had the regression. And then I tuned into my father's feelings, because in the womb you're just as much connected to your father as your mother, and the feeling that I got was unpreparedness or anxiety a little bit, or just a bit hesitation, like not really sure whether this is going to work, or whether there's excitement or fear. There was this mixed emotion and confusion. So after the session was over, I called up my mom. She was living in a different country at the time in Asia, and I asked her, Mom, is this true? Is this how you felt when I was in your belly? Did you feel this overwhelming sense of, I can't wait to meet her, I love her already, and so on? She said, that is exactly how I felt. She confirmed what I had sensed. And then I asked her, do you think my dad felt something like that? Kind of a little bit of apprehension and so on. And she said, it's possible he did. Of course, she's not him, and I'd never asked my dad directly, so I don't know. But she said it's possible that he did have such feelings. you can see here that, and then I told her, thank you for choosing me. Thank you for choosing me to be your daughter. And she said immediately, thank you for choosing me to be your mom. And in that moment, it was just the last confirmation. I consciously chose my parents, and my parents consciously chose me. And it is my good karma from my past lives that I have such parents, because both of my parents are highly spiritual. So I consciously chose my parents, and I know that, and that's what I was saying in this video. Your child chooses you, and your child can also choose not to come to you at this moment in time. Okay, when the time is right, the baby will come. If you're meant to have this baby, there's nothing in the world that can stop you from having this baby. And if you're not meant to have this baby, if God does not want that experience for you or this child, no matter how hard you try, no matter how many procedures you do, until that divine will is there, the baby is not going to come. This is all I was just trying to say. I was trying to say is that as humans, we're so limited. We forget that there's a bigger hand here. We forget that God is part of the picture here. We forget God's plan. And we must not. And what we have done in this life and our past lives determines what happens to us going forward and what's happening to us right now. So all I'm saying is that be conscious of that. Take ownership of that. If you've done something that is going to hurt you or your future child, then take ownership of that. Do something about it. Fix it. This is all I'm saying. In doing so, you're setting up a better life for your future and the future of your children. So this is it. This is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say, your karma is the reason why you can't get pregnant. Well, in a way it is, but there's a bigger plan here. There's God's plan. And what I'm saying is that you're not completely helpless. You have the power in your hand to do something about it. You have the power in your hand to accept the situation, humbly accept. Or you have the power to clean up yourself, to purify yourself so you're a better mother for your future child. You're a better vessel for this baby to come into. And then, of course, for the rest of this human's life, it's entering a relationship with you. So the more pure you are inside, the more work you've done on yourself to clean yourself up, the better relationship you're going to have with this future child of yours. This is all I'm saying here. I'm not saying that your karma has screwed you and you're never gonna have this chance to be a parent. I'm saying is that if you're having trouble, you can do something about it that is not only medical. Of course, do the medical stuff, because that also sends a signal to your child that you're doing everything you can because you want the baby so bad. But you have to do a little bit more if that's not working. Look elsewhere, add something to it. This is all I'm saying here. So I hope you enjoyed my rant or not. Put it in the comments. I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you think. If you have had infertility issues, please comment. Please tell me what it's like or what the challenges were or what you did that was not only medical, not just medical intervention. Yes, that can be a part of it, but what else did you do that helped you? Put that in the comments, because somebody else is going to come around and read it and they're going to think, okay, I'm going to give something else a try. And then another person might have the chance to welcome a baby into their lives. So put it in the comments, put your opinion. I really, really want to start a conversation there. And subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about relationships, fixing your relationships so you can have a better life. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.